Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the topic residential status for tax. Only after determining the residential status of a person, one can decide what income is taxable in that countries. Before we think about the taxable income, it is necessary to determine the residential status of an SSE so that we can calculate the income that will be considered for the tax purpose. Here are few steps are given for the calculation of the liability of the tax. So let's just go through it once. We will discuss in detail it later. First step is determine whether income or not. Second step is determine whether person is resident or non-resident. Third, on the basis of determination of residency, his income, we have to determine what income is liable for tax in that country. Step 4, apply the computation rules for such income and determine the taxable amount. And the last is application of the appropriate tax rate and determination of the tax liability. And according to Section 6 of Income Tax Act 1961, it lays down the provision regarding the determination of residential status for the purpose of payment of tax. And here, various countries use different types of criteria to determine the residential status. In India, mainly 3 criteria are used to determine the residential status of an SSE. The first one is number of days of stay. Second one is place of incorporation. Third is place of management. The first one, number of days of stay, it's mainly applicable for individual. The second and third, that is place of incorporation or management, it is applicable for company, HUF and etc. And what are the different, now let's move to the categories of residential status. Here is the pictorial representation of residential categories. The taxpayer are divided in 2 parts. First, resident. Second, non-resident. Now we will study about the condition to be satisfied for being a resident, and the resident are further classified in 2 parts. First, resident and ordinarily resident, that's ROR. Resident but not ordinarily resident, RNOR, that's short form. And before moving ahead, it is important to note down that the residential status should be determined individually for every specific previous year, because the residential status of an SSE, it may vary or it may differ from 1 year to another year. It may happen that he is a resident in 1 year and he is not a resident in another year. हो सकता है वो 1 साल इंडिया में आके रहा है, फिर उसके बाद वो बिजनेस पर्पज या जहां से भी आया था वो फिर वहां चला गया या उतने दिन की क्राइटेरिया फुलफिल नहीं किया कि वो रेसिडेंट कहला सके. तो you have to calculate, you have to determine the status for every specific previous year. Now move towards the criteria or the conditions on the fulfillment of which we will determine the resident status for individual. According to Section 6 subsection 1, which lays down the provisions regarding further determination for individual. An individual is said to be resident in India in any previous year if he satisfied any one of the following condition. Here it is written any one. It means कि कोई भी एक कंडीशन उसे फॉलो करनी होगी. So let's move on to the conditions. The first one is he has been in India during the previous year for a total period of 182 days or more. इसमें कह रहा है कि प्रीवियस ईयर में अगर उसका टोटल पीरियड ऑफ स्टे 182 डेज या उससे ज्यादा है तो ही विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज रेसिडेंट. There is one thing you have to take into consideration, that total period. Here's total period. आपको total period में it's not necessary to take the continuous stay. You can take the even if he have came to India for many times in that previous year, means कि अगर वो 1 महीने के लिए आया फिर वापस चला गया फिर 15 दिन के लिए आके रहा, तो you have to take the aggregate of all these breakups in that previous year for considering this 182 days criteria. Okay. Now the second condition में भी 2 condition है. So first let's go through it once. He has been in India during the 4 years immediately preceding the previous year for a total period of 365 days or more. Second है, and has been in India for at least 60 days in the previous year. यहाँ पे वो दो बातें कह रहा है. फर्स्ट वाले में सिर्फ सिंपल सा था कि 182 डेज और मोर. सेकेंड वाले में यहाँ ये दो बातें कह रहा है. पहले ये कि प्रीवियस ईयर में ही शुड हैव स्टे इन इंडिया फॉर एटलीस्ट 60 डेज, मिनिमम 60 डेज. और दूसरी बात यह है कि उस प्रीवियस ईयर के इमीडिएट जो 4 प्रीवियस ईयर है, उस प्रीवियस ईयर में उसका टोटल पीरियड ऑफ स्टे 365 डेज और मोर होना चाहिए. तो इन दोनों में से अगर कोई भी एक कंडीशन फुलफिल होती है तो वो रेसिडेंट कहलाएगा, और इन दोनों में से अगर कोई भी कंडीशन फुलफिल नहीं होती है तो वो नॉन रेसिडेंट कहलाएगा. एंड फर्दर थिंग्स वी विल डिस्कस इट लेटर. तब तक है, थैंक यू.